Hi there, just wanted to put on YouTube a repair on this 1965 Shasta Compact of some front end rot. Not many videos show some of the details of how this framing members are put together, so I wanted to share this for other people that may need to do this repair. There's the floor, and there's the outside aluminum that you can see, the outside skin there, and then it attaches to a board there, and I'll show you a little later in the video what that looks like. And then as it comes up here, and this is where the rot is beginning to actually hold structure right up here, or I might leave that, and then that goes up into the upper area of the camper. Looking up here, there's not much rot up in there, so it looks like it started right around here, and then of course all around the window was completely rotted out. Had to take that out. This side looks pretty decent. You can see what looks like little 1x1s or 3/4 by 3/4 pieces that are just nailed into there to the board that's behind that, if you can sort of see that. And then it comes down, and there is some more board, and then it comes to another spacer again, and down. You can see how that member is mounted in. Really not that structurally strong at all. I'm going to make that stronger. It almost looks like it had a bigger piece of wood in there, and somebody at one time replaced this but didn't use the right wood. Not sure. And then it goes down to there. That looks pretty good down there. I'll leave that. But I'm going to replace this piece of wood right here, and I'm going to replace this piece of wood right here with PT, and then add in new structure around the window. I'll show you the outside now. Here's the outside of the 1965 Shasta. There's the front where I'm doing the repair. Most of the rot was around the window behind the piece of plastic, and then on this side here. And I've disassembled this part of the aluminum skin to get access to the wood that needs to be repaired. The aluminum skin just sort of folds over, like that, and is sealed up. And you can see the way that member is nailed in. It's just nailed in there. Not really all that great, but that's how they did it back in the 60s. And then there's that section there. What I've done is shave off this rabbet that used to be there, smooth, and I'm going to add some PT board that goes from the bottom there, from the bottom here, all the way up to the upper level. And that's how the bottom framing is done. And there's the inside of that. A little bit of rot there, but I think it's good enough to get by with. And there's in there. Sorry for the bad camera work. I'm doing it sort of one-handed here. So there is the beginning of the 65 Shasta front repair. Some rot that was there to get this back structurally sound. I could have left it, but once I saw the rot, why? Just, why do that? Just fix it and, make this camper last another 50 years, 45 years. It's as old as I am. So, hope that shows some people what it looks like underneath there that I couldn't find on YouTube, to see how it structurally ties in. Good luck. Hey there, this is the repair of the front rot on the 65 Shasta Compact again. Something I did that's I thought was a good idea is reinforce this bottom area down here. What I've done is the steel is here. There's steel here and the steel there. Oh, that's actually a wood member. This one's wood, and then the next one over there is steel. And that's part of the tongue area there. You can see the steel coming back to that. what I've done is this angle iron right here, I have tucked a 4x4 into those gaps. It's exactly 3 inches. I trimmed them down and shaved them down to 3 inches. It's a 4x4 pressure treated block, and I've slid them between the framing member and the floor to give that front floor some real estate and some strength, also to give it some structural bite for the new members, the cross members of the front wall that I'm going to add in there. If you can sort of see how it all is vertically, I'm putting it vertically in plane, and I'm going to add that in. Here's this one, and this is what it looks like. Sorry for the bad video. It's hard to video underneath the camper. Anyway, 4x4 tucked in underneath the framing members. Really adds some serious stability and rigidity on the front floor, and it's going to give me some great bite for the sheet metal and any other attachments I need to do. And I think that's a good idea for any camper that's having this repair. Might as well make it stronger. To give you a little idea of what I'm doing down below the camper, since it's so hard to video under there, this is the 4x4 member I've cut down, trimmed it down to 3 inches high, added the little bevel right there for the tongue framing member that's at a diagonal. And what this is going to do, you can see the ground underneath there, and that piece of wood right there, that lower part of the wood floor, the original wood right there, that is where this is going to go, right there underneath there. And you can see I'm going to put it right in line with the original floor, and it's going to get angled to the metal bar that you can see the frame right there underneath the floor. You can see some of that framing, and it's going to go right in there. And that's going to give this floor a whole 4x3.5, you know, technically, piece of real estate to give support to. And it's going to be right under the steel cross member, and it's going to be very strong. And I don't think the weight is going to be a detriment to the strength it's going to add to the camper. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing underneath there. Here's a rundown of the solution I figured out for the rotted front half. Since the new pressure treat wood reacts with aluminum, you cannot use pressure treat when it's going to contact the aluminum skin of the camper. Otherwise, you'll find the aluminum skin probably eaten away after a few years. So didn't want to use pressure treat, so what I came up with was vinyl that I had used for window frames on my house. I had some left over, and I ended up using the vinyl that I tied in here and then put notches down there to then stretch across, and that will hold the wood, just the regular pine, because that will be protected from the elements. But on this edge of the camper, it's vinyl, and then anchored down into the bottom, and that will protect this side, and the trim will screw into the vinyl and give us a good seal. So that's what I'm doing there. I'll show you the inside. There's basically the inside. Piece gonna run across there. I'm gonna use another vinyl piece that runs across there, and then 2 wood pieces right there running across, and that will begin to frame the window. I like to use vinyl for the window, but the vinyl, when you get into that size of lumber for vinyl, it does not have much rigidity and bend strength where wood does. So I didn't want to use it for those 1x3s because it just wouldn't have the strength needed that I wanted there, especially around the window. So I ended up just using regular pine. Anyway, I think it's a good solution. It'll have some rot proofness on the edges, which seems to be the common leak area. But I think when I get done with it, using the butyl rubber tape and some good polyurethane type sealant, I think it won't leak at all. And then on the bottom here is going to be vinyl stretching across there, resting on the metal of the tongue there that you can see, that I sprayed black with some black spray paint before I put the vinyl down, just to give it an additional rust proofness right there. And that'll stretch, vinyl will stretch right across there. And then I'll put some vertical studs in various places around the window, and that will give it some vertical rigidity, as well as the way I tied in the vinyl, tied it at that joint right there that you see where the angle is, and then it goes up against a piece of wood up there. So that will give the whole roof, the front roof section of the camper, a good structure to rest upon, especially when we get some snow loads here in Virginia. I don't want that caving in because of the load of the snow. On a side note, what I'm also going to do is put some supports along the roof during wintertime and then just rest it on the floor, and that will give the roof some additional rigidity, because these roofs are not the strongest. I don't think they're designed to handle snow loads, in my opinion. So I'm going to just do temporary supports during winter for that. Anyway, I think it'll work out. I'll keep you posted.